I was born in Fort Lauderdale, but I actually migrated to Delray Beach. My family moved primarily because of looking for work. There was very little work in North Florida during that time frame. My father and mother worked on the farms. My father was a migrant worker. He carried people, he followed the season. He worked in beans and peppers and tomatoes and things of that nature. Over my lifetimes, I've seen some good opportunity to change, and that we don't all have to work on the farm anymore. When I grew up, we always primarily had to work on the farm if you worked anywhere. I too recall the times when there was signs that said drinking fountains, for example, white only, black only, etc. And I recall having to, when we went to restaurants, when we traveled up north to work, going to the back entrance of restaurants to receive food and etc. And over the years, that has changed. There's no longer any signs that says white only. We don't have to go to the back of the restaurant to be served. So those have been some great changes. Personal and political freedom means a very lot to me. Personally, it means that I almost said say what I want to say and do what I want to do, but that is not true. As I became an adult, as a child like you, I thought, well, when I grow up to get grown, I can say or do what I want to say. That is not true. We offer ourselves without being concerned about being locked up, or even as some of our foreparents being beat up or even killed if they wanted to run for office or wanted to participate in the election process. I was fortunate, though, that I got the opportunity to attend segregated schools in the community in which I grew up in. But by my father being a migrant worker, during the summer we would go north, in North Carolina, Delaware, Pennsylvania. And school would start before we would come back to Florida to work. So I had the opportunity to start school in September in Delaware, Pennsylvania, and those were integrated schools. So by doing so, it helped molded me to understand, you don't know if you're missing something until you're exposed to something else. So I could see firsthand by going to school in the North, when I came back to the South, some of the things that we should have had that we didn't have. But my very first job outside of the family structure was working at the local restaurant and hotels, washing dishes and bussing tables. Access to capital, access to money. It's still very difficult for me as a person of color to be able to go down to the bank to try to get a loan to start a business or do anything else. The Great Migration, again, those all things just didn't happen. It was a necessity in that if they did not happen, America would not be as strong as it is today.